Folks drive hours for this.
So what so far is your favorite part of the Cioppino?
The crab.
And everything else on the menu. Not just because the food's off the hook, but because it's the way they remember it.
It's a family tradition that's been passed on for generations and generations.
And this is one of the few places you could still get a rare California specialty done right. A big, rich West Coast shellfish called abalone on homemade sourdough.
So let's make one.
Okay, we give it an egg wash, give it a very light dusting of cracker meal.
Okay.
We'll do that too. We get 2 little cutlets per sandwich. We'll bring it over here.
So it doesn't get fried, it goes flat top.
It goes flat top grilled. See how it's starting to get golden brown like there? That's what we're looking for. We're done. So we got the sliced sourdough. Put it on there just like that.
No lettuce, no tomato, no nada. Don't interrupt perfection.
That's right.
Oh, that is so killer.
Yeah, it's a good hot item.
Anybody knows abalone? This is the bomb. That is such a rich, and the flavor's so deep. It's a seafood has some texture. Texture. Just don't talk during this.
At Duart's Tavern in Pescadero, California, they're totally into local flavor.
It's a fantastic place to come.
Fresh from the Pacific, and from their own little piece of land just down the street.
We'll use that and make artichoke soup out of it.
The artichoke soup.
I can't tell you the amount of people that will just walk in the door and say, is this the place with the artichoke soup?
Off the hook. Get him some spiked blonde hair, he could double in for me. All right, so talk to me about the soup. How do we start this?
We start with whole butter, chicken broth, chicken bouillon to give it a little more intense flavor.
Okay, so these are the artichokes.
These are cooked with salt, pepper, a little oil, and garlic. They should be somewhat firm because we don't want to overcook them.
Delicious.
3 handfuls.
We're anticipating splashing.
Yeah, it might
Cool, I'll
splash.
be over here.
Okay, this is our old blender. Come here, guy. Come
No.
on. This is high tech. Okay, that's what we
Sounds
do.
like it's about ready to launch.
Now we add it to the pot.
Now, is it supposed to have a little chunk?
You don't want to completely puree it and liquefy it.
You want it to have some texture.
Got to have the texture in there. I'm going to put salt, pepper, and garlic in it.
Okay.
And then simmer it. And then at the very end, we'll put the cream in. Whole whipping cream. That's the end of the artichoke soup.
That's how your dad was doing it back
It's been the same
in the
recipe.
1960s.
That's right. Cream of
Is that a
artichoke
shovel?
soup. Yeah, well, only for people with big mouths.
That's fantastic. That's nice and velvety. It's really good, man.
Great. Signature item.
I now live on the East Coast, so I have to get back here for my artichoke soup as often as possible.
What's next? What do we eat now?
The desserts are great. The olali berry pies are fantastic.
The what berry?
A lullaberry pie a la mode.
Well, lollyberries are found mostly in Northern California. They taste kind of like blackberries, but sweeter. And they make a righteous homemade pie.
That's what makes this place special.
Oh, isn't that awesome? Have you died and gone to heaven yet?
Oh, if I did, I'd be there in a bowl of Cioppino. Oh, so good.
But there's also the abalone sandwich and the artichoke soup.
Oh, and I'll take some of the soup and the pie home as well.
And all of the other local flavors that keep folks passionate about this place decade after decade.
You don't smoke coffee? So when you...
Hey, you can't have your arm in a sling when you're working.
Well, that's it for this trip, but don't worry. I'll be looking for you at America's greatest diners, drive-ins, and dives. And then now put the cell phones in, right? Yeah. That's when we add those tasty morsels.
I don't know who's those are.
It says parole officer, so I don't know.
Cheese is there to be savoured. Grana Padano sponsors Daytimes on Food Network.
On my last trip, my life changed forever.
I'm so excited. I'm about to go and get my man.
I really love Abby. The only problem is my girlfriend has a girlfriend.
Have you been seeing other people?
I have sacrificed so much. You have to give me a break.
I'm in it for love. I hope that Johan is in it for the same reason.
Love in Paradise, the Caribbean. A new episode every week. Stream now only on Discovery Plus.
Hi, I'm Ping. I'm a Malaysian cook and I specialize in Malaysian cuisine. And today I'm going to show you how to make my favorite dish of all time, nasi lemak. Malaysian food for me is bold, just explosion of flavors, and you never get bored with it. There's Chinese influence, Indian influence, and Malay influence, just an amalgamation of these three cultures thrown in together, so really exciting food. When I left Malaysia, I couldn't find nasi lemak anywhere, and the only choice I have is to make it. So after many failed experimentation, I finally nailed it. So it's a very, very special dish for me. The sambal is kind of like a spicy chutney, and it's an integral part of this dish. Some garlic, 2 types of chilies here. Now the reason why we use 2 different types of chilies is because it gives this dish the color, the smokiness, and the intensity of heat. These are called anchovies or ikan bilis. Some shrimp paste. We just want to blend. So I'm going to just show you the consistency of the paste. Next stage we're going to do is we're going to fry it in oil to release all the flavor and put your paste in straight away. The heat will come up gradually, and then you hear it, you smell it, and you won't burn your paste. Making a sambal is a labor of love, so you need to actually give your utmost attention to it so that it doesn't burn. Like any other food, the sambal needs seasoning. So gradually, we're gonna have the salt, the chicken stock powder, the sugar now, which is the balance of the saltiness, and then lastly, the tamarind. Now, if you don't have tamarind, you can use lime juice or lemon juice. But if you have tamarind, it gives out the best taste. So while the sambal is simmering, we're gonna put the rice on. I'm gonna teach you how to make this fragrant coconut rice. We have got pandan leaves. In Malaysia, we use this a lot to flavor rice. A generous piece of ginger. Don't worry about peeling it. Water, and then full-fat coconut milk. Nasi lemak means anything that's cooked in coconut milk in Malaysia. The nasi is the rice, the lemak is coconut milk. So quite naturally, the rice is cooked in coconut milk and water. We're gonna give it a shake so to distribute the rice properly. You wanna pop the lid on for 10 minutes and then turn the heat off completely and leave it for another 30 minutes. The oil has separated from the mixture, so this is ready to be served. The basic garnish for nasi lemak will have some cucumber for freshness, ikan bilis, but this has been fried lightly in oil so that it goes all nice and crispy. Adds another dimension to the dish. Some roasted peanuts, hard-boiled egg, and lastly, big dollop of that sambal that you make. And there you go.
Jamie Oliver is on the hunt for the very best in meat-free cooking.
Wow, look at that. Oh my God. I'm going to come up with some stuff.
Exploring dishes without boundaries.
It's completely bonkers.
Flavour without compromise.
Beautiful. That is going to be amazing.
And mouth-watering recipes without meat.
I dare you to have a go at that. You interested? Let's do this.
Jamie's Meat-Free Meals starts Monday the 27th of June on Food Network.
Rethinking the old.
It's going.
Embracing the new.
It's so beautiful in here.
Brand new, the Nate and Jeremiah Home Project starts Monday at 10 on HGTV. Can't wait? Stream now on Discovery Plus.
It's human nature to run from danger. But there are those who face it head on. To serve.
We said, we think bin Laden is there.
To save.
They knew that their job was to go up, not to go down.
To sacrifice.
The troops that are down there are under fire. We are flying right into the danger zone.
Documentaries on Quest. Friday at 9. Or stream the full collection now on Discovery Plus.
The scales are tipping well in favour of Michael Jackson telling the truth.
The infamous interviews re-examined by experts. Michael Jackson, a Faking It special.
Saturday at 10 on Quest Red.
Cheese is there to be savoured. Grana Padano sponsors Daytimes on Food Network.
Last time on Best Baker in America, we're asking you to make Toy Story 4 character cake.
Oh my God.
Love it.
I feel like little Bo Peep running through the field.
It's way too simple.
Jeffrey, you brought Forky to life.
It's a miracle.
Julie and Marianne. The baker that'll be leaving us is Julie. Bakers, what do you know? It's the Final Four. Well done. Only one of you from this quartet is going to take home $25,000 and win the title of Best Baker in America.
Last week I was in the bottom 2, so this week I gotta work super hard. I wanna make it to the final. I need it, I want it. I'm gonna have it.
The end is in sight, but you're still going to have to use your magic and prove to the judges that you are the one. Speaking of magic, let's play a little game, shall we? Your challenge lies in my hand. Let's see. Eric, pick a hand.
Left.
Say right.
Right.
Good guess. Voila!
I can see.
This is your challenge today. I'm just kidding. This here is your challenge for today. Minnie is trending right now. Tiny houses, tiny doll houses, and edible food miniatures. Yes, indeedy, it's time to put on your glasses because for your skills challenge, you'll be baking miniature versions of 2 pastry classics. Maybe not this small, more like, let's say, a full inch around. Easy, right? It's easy to watch. You get to choose your 2 pastry classics. Things like tarte tatin, gâteau, curd tart, but choose wisely because they both must be as good, if not better, than the regular size versions. We want to see every single detail executed exactly right. And you'll be judged according to the parameters of your classic pastry and, of course, your jaw-dropping miniature.
The most challenging part is to get these desserts to look like they're full-size desserts and still pack that flavor that you get when you're eating a full-size dessert. And that is not easy.
The winner of this challenge will be given extra consideration in today's Master Challenge. And that is the challenge that will take you to the finale. You have 2 hours to make tiny versions of 2 pastry classics, and please make 6 each of your chosen miniature desserts. Your skills challenge starts now.
Oh my God.
This competition is intense. I swear Jeffrey threw an elbow at me. Let's see some playback.
Are you okay?
After I pick myself off the ground, I find these tiny molds, and I don't even know what they're for. Like, what would you make in something this small? I decide I'm gonna make a fresh strawberry tart and a tiny miso. Like tiramisu, but tiny miso. For my tiny tiramisu, I'm gonna do layers of ladyfinger sponge filled with a mascarpone cream and ladyfingers on the outside of the cake. And then for my strawberry tart, I'm gonna do a sugar tart dough filled with a little strawberry gel and tiny cut fresh strawberries and a little baby Rosetta whipped cream on the top. First thing I need to do is make the ladyfingers to fill my tiramisu. I'm gonna take some more of the same batter and I'm gonna pipe them into long strips to wrap around the outside of my cake. And then I'm gonna move on to my tart dough for my strawberry tarts. It is hard to make tiny tart shells when you have big hands. I could barely get my fingers inside the tiny shells to make sure that the dough was nice and even. I've never made desserts this tiny.
I know, I have big hands. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Today I'm making a frozen creme fraiche key lime parfait with fresh raspberries and a streusel. I'm also making a sour cherry panna cotta with a chocolate cake and a chocolate crunch. It's gonna have a cherry mirror glaze and a cherry compote. This is gonna be my chocolate cake for the cherry panna cotta. Then I warm up some cherry puree. I add the gelatin, and then I fold it into the whipped cream and the meringue. For my frozen creme fraiche key lime parfait, I bake some streusel inside these tiny tart shells. And then I make the key lime cream. It's almost like the filling that you use for key lime pie.
Jeffrey, how you feeling? We're almost to the finale.
I know, can you believe it? It's been a long road.
Yeah, right? For my miniature desserts, I am doing a peri breast and a German chocolate cake.
A peri breast is a ring of choux that resembles a bicycle tire, and it's filled with an almond cream and topped with toasted almonds. German chocolate cake is layers of chocolate cake with a custard in between that has toasted coconut and toasted pecans. I start by making my pâte choux. Once that's mixed, I pipe them with a tiny star tip in little rings, and then I'm using tweezers to put on my toasted almonds. Because these rings are so small, I'm only baking them for a few minutes.
1 hour, bakers.
1 hour left, okay.
Itsy bitsy, teeny weeny, tiny desserts. 2 classics, please.
For my peri breast, I really want a nice strong almond cream for the center, so I'm using almond chocolate to make a chocolate ganache.
Oh, it's like almond in your face. It's sweet, it's a little salty, it's perfect.
For my German chocolate cake, I start by making a really, really thin chocolate cake. I want to be able to have at least 4 layers of cake, but still have a miniature dessert.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Coming off the win from last week is giving me newfound energy to finish strong.
It's exciting.
I'm a tiny bit excited.
Takes me a minute to catch up, man. Sorry.
Today I'm making a Petite Mont Blanc and a fresh fruit tartlet. A Petite Mont Blanc consists of chocolate sucré shell baked with an almond cream, filled with whipped cream, raspberry jam, and topped with chestnut puree, and dusted with powdered sugar, and it looks like a snowy mountain. Then for my mini fruit tart, it will be the almond sucré, baked with frangipane, filled with pastry cream, topped with kiwis, strawberries, mangoes, blueberries, and blackberries. So I grab my sucré dough and I cut out the forms I need to line my shells.
This one's going to be the Mont Blanc, and the next one is going to be the fruit tart.
How's everybody doing?
Doing all right, how are you?
I'm alive, I'm breathing. I cut my cake and then I soak it with some of the espresso syrup. And then I'm just layering my filling and cake and getting it into the freezer so that I can cut them into nice little squares.
10 minutes, bakers, 10 minutes left. The clock is ticking.
Look how cute they are. They're so small.
I think my choux looks great. I'm ready to cut them right in half. I cut the first one, and it just starts to crumble. They're slightly overbaked and just too dry to cut. This is one of the downfalls of a tiny dessert. It's so easy to overbake them, and this is exactly what I've done. I can't serve a pile of choux dust to the judges.
Cheese is there to be savoured. Grana Padano sponsors Daytimes on Food Network.
A Discovery Plus original, Estonia. Stream now only on Discovery Plus.
Did you know that 90% of National Lottery money goes back into the community? 90%.
She said 90% of lottery money goes back into the communities.
I hear Marion is talking gibberish. Will I call a doctor?
I'm a doctor, sort of. What's the problem?
Marion's telling fibs.
Is she now? I'll use my fib detector 2000. How much lottery money goes back into the community?
90%.
It is 90%.
I never doubted you, Marion.
She did. She doubted you. Unbelievable.
But true.
Shh. I'm not what you think. I'm smooth, creamy, delicious. Pour me in coffee or stir me in tea. Come on, Ireland. It's time to take the plunge. Alpro. This is not milk. It's Milk Believe.
Get new money off vouchers every week. That's every week with SuperValue's new Real Rewards app. That's vouchers that suit your spend, along with a host of coupons and prize draws. Get your money off vouchers every week, only when you download the new Super Value Real Rewards app.
Tired of looking tired? Get a boost of energy with the new Hydra Energetic by L'Oreal Men Expert. An anti-fatigue formula with vitamin C, G and protein. And boom, skin looks hydrated, energized, refreshed, like it's had a good night's sleep. It's called Hydra Energetic by L'Oreal Men Expert. And yes, we're all worth it.
At 3, we want you to stay connected for less. That's why you can now choose from a range of great smartphones for the amazing price of just €3. Nice one. All in our reduced €30 a month plan on Ireland's fastest mobile network. 3, for a better connected life.
Win unforgettable music experiences for you and your friends. Buy and scan a Coke for your chance to win sold-out festival tickets. Feel every beat of summer.
Let play unwind your mind. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
You are ready for 360. Play.
Switch to TV 360 from Virgin Media for unmissable entertainment, where first looks at new shows make you the envy of your neighbors. Streaming all your favorites in one place. Virgin Media, bring on amazing.
Periods have no chill. Day or night. They don't care what we're doing or when we're doing it. But our pads should.
Try Always Ultra Day and Night Pads. Always Day Pads help protect you when active, while Always Night Pads are longer and wider to help protect you when lying down.
We've got this, day or night.
Rewrite the rules. Always.
The McDonald's Summer Menu, featuring the Italian stack with 2 100% Irish beef patties, mozzarella and a rich tomato sauce.
I'm back and ready to cook even more delicious food for you.
Food that's easy.
I'm not even going to cut this finely because this is a quick detox soup.
Has got 1, 2, 3.
Som Tum salad. You are gonna love it.
Become the cook you want to be.
Way better than just opening a packet of crisps. Although I do like crisps.
Brand new Got One's Easy Asian.
Not for the faint-hearted, but it's delicious.
Starts Thursday at 9 on Food Network and stream previous series now on Discovery Plus.
You don't have to own your house
It's the prettiest room in Memphis. Once again, you've blown me away.
to make it feel like home.
This is your space, and it should look like yours.
Brand new Reno My Rental starts Tuesday at 9 on HGTV or stream on Discovery Plus.
Vad I helvete?
Jävlar. 25 years later, we still talk about Estonia and all wonder why.
A Discovery Plus original, Estonia. Stream the full series now, only on Discovery Plus.
L. G. Gorgeous.
C.
D.
Q. Plus T.
L.
C.
We see love in your eyes. Recommended prescription. Celebrate Pride on TLC.
Jamie Oliver is on the hunt for the very best in meat-free cooking.
Wow, look at that. I'm going to come up with some stuff. It's completely bonkers.
Jamie's Meat-Free Meals starts Monday the 27th of June on Food Network.
Cheese is there to be savoured. Grana Padano sponsors Daytimes on Food Network.
10 minutes, bakers. 10 minutes left in your tiny dessert skills challenge.
The choux is overbaked and unusable. I have to get more choux into the oven. Luckily, these desserts are so tiny, they're gonna bake really quickly. Next, I assemble my German chocolate cake. I take a round cutter and I cut out my cake and I roll that in toasted coconut and finish it off with a chocolate mirror glaze.
I've got little desserts with big taste.
5 minutes left, bakers. 5 minutes to go. 2 different classic desserts, tiny little versions. And unfortunately, bakers, size does matter.
Amen. So my tart shells are perfect for my strawberry tart. Now I'm gonna just pipe my strawberry gel in there, and then I'm gonna take my tiny little baby strawberries and I put them on the top.
Hey guys, Big Things comes in small packages, so For my key lime parfait, I take the streusel, I place the key lime cream on top, then place raspberry around it. I decided why not make the raspberry as a glass. I put the creme fraiche mousse on top. For my sour cherry panna cotta, I take my cake and I cut mini rounds, and then my panna cotta on top.
Marianne, how are you? You gonna make it?
Yes, I will.
How about you, Jeffrey?
Almost there. For the Mont Blanc, I start with the base of my whipped cream and add my raspberry jam. I finish off the top of the mountain with more whipped cream, and I begin to pipe the chestnut puree around the cream. The last thing to do is to use the snow sugar, make it snow over the mountains. For my fruit tart, I delicately place all the fruits.
My choux is out of the oven. Time to cut it in half.
This is the moment of truth.
They look good. I pipe a small ring of the almond cream and then take the top of the ring and put it right on top.
My fat fingers.
I get the tiramisu cut into tiny little squares. Now comes the tricky part. I need to get these lady fingers on the outside of the tiny misu.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up, bakers, hands up.
That was a close one.
All right, bakers, time to take a very close look at your tiny desserts. And we'll be joined by two very tiny people. Say hello to my little Freya.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. You remember Marcela Valladolid, pastry chef extraordinaire and cookbook author.
Hello.
And of course, baking expert, party planner, caterer, Mr. Jason Smith.
Hey, y'all.
I like the Mr. T starter kit you got on today, sir. Looking good. This week for the Skills Challenge, our bakers baked up tiny little versions of two of their favorite pastry classics.
Yes.
Gabish?
Yes.
Gabish.
Let's go this way, my little friends.
Let's go.
Joshua.
Hello, judges.
Joshua.
I have made for you a Paris-Brest. Paris-Brest is a classic choux and then an almond cream filling and a 4-layer German chocolate cake.
And you almost have to just look at them just like that, just to see them. They look identical to the large versions that we know. On the German chocolate cake, I like the coating of coconut, but the problem I'm having here is the whole pecan. Because on a normal sized German chocolate cake, you wouldn't have a big, huge pecan. Maybe if you put fresh pieces on top.
And the Paris-Brest, I'm afraid here that we're just gonna get the flavor of the choux. And you can even see in your piping, it's a very small string of the filling. But I just think they're adorable.
Let's try Joshua's Paris-Brest, please. It's like communion.
You did it. You managed to pack a tremendous amount of nutty flavor in the filling, and that choux pastry is perfectly baked.
It's perfectly balanced. I love it.
Thank you.
Judges, let's taste Joshua's miniature German chocolate cakes.
You can see the actual layering, which is phenomenal. The pecans are toasted a little too much, and it's just bitter, just a shade lighter, and this would have been perfection for me.
Jeffrey.
Right here I have for you a Petite Mont Blanc with chestnut puree on the outside. I have a fresh fruit tartlet with pastry cream and colorful fruits.
It looks like you have taken the normal Mont Blanc and just shrunk it down because the piping on this, it's phenomenal. It's a miniature snowy mountain.
Your tartlets, gorgeous. I mean, it looks like something that could sit at a pastry window in Paris. Those are true miniatures, absolutely.
Let's taste Jeffrey's miniature fresh fruit tartlet.
I like the flavor that you get from the pastry cream. It just wasn't enough. I kept hunting more pastry cream.
Let's taste Jeffrey's tiny Mont Blanc.
Really, really beautiful. That chestnut flavor is coming through. That raspberry flavor is coming through. I love the chocolate at the base.
Honey, you can Mont Blanc me anytime you want to. These are good.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Thanks, Jeffrey.
Marianne.
Today I made a tiny frozen creme fraiche key lime parfait and a sour cherry panna cotta with a chocolate cake.
This doesn't say parfait to me.
And as far as the panna cotta, they're cute. I don't have a reference because panna cottas come in so many different shapes and sizes that Well, it's just hard to make them small.
I don't feel these are miniature interpretations. They're just, mini bites of dessert. Okay.
Let's taste the sour cherry panna cotta.
I got the cherry right at the very end, but it is a little gelatin forward. It's like eating a Jell-O shot. Almost gummy candy.
It's a chew.
Yeah, it's a chew.
And it shouldn't be a chew.
So let's taste the creme fraiche key lime parfait, please.
It's divine. It really is. You get creme fraiche, you get the key lime. Flavor-wise, it's a huge win for you. You just missed on what specifically we were asking you for.
Hello.
Eric. Hello.
So today for you, I made a fresh strawberry tart and a tiny miso.
A who?
Tiny miso, tiny tiramisu.
Oh.
Very clever. So this is just like a really rustic, it looks like a tree trunk, it's whimsical, but it doesn't necessarily say tiramisu for me because of the lady fingers.
The strawberry pie is a true Southern strawberry pie. That beautiful color on those tarts, and they're all baked perfectly.
All right, judges, let's taste Eric's miniature strawberry tart first.
That's it. You captured it.
Thank you.
This was my mom's favorite strawberry pie. I might cry. The gel around the strawberries themselves, you managed to add just enough sweetness where you can still definitely taste the strawberry. Perfection.
Thank you.
Why don't we try Eric's tiny miso?
Look, they're perfectly layered. But tiramisu is strong espresso, and I'm getting a little bit of that, but not enough.
Yeah, you definitely need a stronger punch of the coffee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheese is there to be savoured. Grana Padano sponsors Daytimes on Food Network.
Grass-fed and 100% Irish.
Everyone loves.
Oh, you mean Mr. Personality, is it? Your man thinks he's the best thing since... Well, you know yourself, like.
Yeah, we all know he's quite fresh, like, but sure we all are, aren't we?
Totally.
Pure notion since he won that Blasting Heron Award. We've all won awards, like. There's no need to go on about it.
Beef! Well, don't you want to come down and say no more? You don't know in the Battle of Ange.
Everyone loves Lidl beef. Well, almost everyone. Lidl, more for you.
Airwick Essential Mist with easy-to-insert essential oil refills. Airwick. Connect to nature.
What you love about sport? I love it when someone rewrites the rules.
When we keep the faith, no matter what.
When the underdog
defies the odds.
When you finally have something to shout about.
It's moments like these that change the game.
And I want to be able to say, I saw it happen.
Stream the sports you love with the Now Sports Day membership.
Your energy savings start right here, right now, with Bord Gáis Energy. New and existing customers can save up to €988 with our best dual fuel offer. Discover a range of brilliant possibilities to help manage your energy costs. Switch online in 4 easy steps at bordgaisenergy.ie. Bord Gáis Energy. Imagine a better way.
All across Ireland, thousands of people are being broken up with.
It's over.
By their bank. I mean, breakups are always a bit messy.
They gave me this when we first met.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a hassle.
But Bank of Ireland have put together a simple step-by-step guide to moving banks.
They also have a dedicated team on hand to help you get back out there and find the right bank for you.
To start getting over your old banking partner, search Bank of Ireland Big Move. Begin.
Did somebody say just ring, ding dong? Ring it, sing, they say just please.
Whatever the adventure, the new Toyota RAV4 plug-in hybrid is ready, delivering a best-in-class electric range of up to 75 kilometers. Choose a brighter future by choosing to leave diesel behind and start reducing harmful emissions while lowering your fuel costs. The RAV4 plug-in hybrid, available now at your local Toyota dealer. You'll never take a wrong turn with Toyota, built for a better world.
Cocomelon! Time to head home. Are we there yet?
Not yet.
We're home. Grandma and Grandpa are coming soon.
Clean up, clean up.
Look, Grandma and Grandpa are here. Who's ready for dinner? Me! Now you can bring JJ's World to life. Cocomelon toys, each sold separately.
Mate. Mate. Mate.
When it's Ribena high pressure parking for lava, chin up, my friend, chin up.
For some, it's the mystery. For others, it's the facts.
He's trying to play a victim. He's giving himself away.
Sometimes the romance.
Have you had a first kiss?
I haven't had my first kiss at all.
Or the drive.
You guys ready?
Yeah! Let's go!
Sometimes it's the challenge.
I'm starting a classic car restoration workshop.
Right now I feel a bit scared.
The personalities.
It was a huge part of growing up for me, playing for Dulwich. It was the making of me. I'd like to be able to help the club that helped me.
Or just simply the plain fun of endless entertainment.
Here we go.
Whatever it is, there's always something for everyone.
I'm excited.
If you can't sell this house, you will all be replaced.
These are the kind of moments, I swear to you, you'll live for.
Cheese is there to be savoured. Grana Padano sponsors Daytimes on Food Network.
Bakers, I asked each of you to bake miniature versions of 2 pastry classics. This was a test of skill, craftsmanship, and precision. And one baker showcased that in the smallest yet biggest way. And that baker is Jeffrey.
Oh, cool.
Back-to-back wins. All that effort for such a little tart paid off.
Mazel tov, Jeffrey. Well done, my friend. Your win today in the skills challenge will be taken into consideration in the final judging. Good job. Well, bakers, we've seen you go small. Now, of course, we want you to go tall. In the spirit of some traditional tall, tasty delights like the Danish kransekage, a stacked wreath cake, or the Dobos-tort, layer upon layer of chocolate buttercream and sponge cake. These are just examples, but we want you to bake a dessert that is really tall and towering, with at least 12 layers.
I don't think that I've ever made a 12-layer dessert before. I work in a restaurant. We're normally doing plated desserts, sometimes small cakes, but nothing ever towering.
Your master challenge today is to bake your own towering dessert. Above and beyond it being delicious, we're looking for precision and perfection. The height should be awe-inspiring and the construction solid. The 12 layers must be exact and even. It must be creative and visually stunning. And for its flavor component, let's call back to the skills challenge and add something tiny to this towering dessert. Tiny seeds that pack a big flavor punch. I'm talking about sesame.
I like it. I think it's a good flavor. It goes well with sweet. Why not?
Joining Marcel and Jason this week to judge your towering cakes will be award-winning baker, chef, restaurateur, cookbook author, Nancy Silverton. Remember, this is your ticket into the finale, so it's got to be big, really big. You have 2.5 hours to build your own towering dessert. Your master challenge starts right now. Open sesame.
So what we're looking for here is structurally, it has to be visually perfect. Perfectly straight, symmetrical, no Leaning Tower of Pisa. We want just perfection in a towering layered dessert.
The two things that I'll be looking for is the sesame and how well that the bakers incorporate that, and do they get all 12 layers on that cake stand quick enough? Stack it up or pack it up.
Stack it up or pack it up.
I've been having some successes around here lately. Even winning the skills is not a guarantee going into the final, so I still have to push and make this nice.
Today I'm making an almond jacon that I'm going to be soaking with honey simple syrup, and then I'm doing a black sesame genoise sponge and a tahini milk chocolate ganache.
I'm just gonna go narrow and tall, see how high I can get it.
Ain't no thing. 12 layers, come on. I'm shooting for 18 layers on this thing.
I'm just gonna run with that and see what happens.
I'm starting with the jacon. I can bang that out really quickly.
Jacon is a basic sponge made by whipping whole eggs and egg whites, folding together with flour and almond flour.
I don't make towering desserts very often.
Let's go, ladies.
I think the last tall thing I made was a 6-foot wedding cake.
So sesame is going to be my second cake layer. I'm making a black sesame genoise sponge.
It's a base of almond paste and black sesame paste, black sesame jam, and a little bit of tahini sesame paste. The difference between black and white sesame seeds is white sesame seeds, the hull has been removed on black. It's still there. And the black sesames have kind of a stronger flavor.
Joshua, are you done with the green tea?
Yeah.
Thank you. I am making matcha tahini almond meringue cake with raspberry halva mousse. My idea is to look like that instead of a cylinder, and then decorate it with like raspberries and let's see. First, to make my cake, I want to make a big batch, so I start making my meringue. I take my butter matcha mixture with my almond and tahini paste mixture, and I fold it together. It's getting messy. And then I fold it in my meringue. I'm gonna make 12 layers out of this. I don't have time to make a second batch, so I'm playing safe.
Bakers, 2 hours to go. Time to rise to new levels.
One challenge away from the finale, and I'm feeling sick to my stomach.
12 layers is a lot, and that's not including filling, so we're talking 18 to 20 some layers of dessert. They're asking for a real tall order here. I'm gonna make a 12-layer towering American candy bar classic with chocolate, peanut, and sesame dacqua, almond chocolate jacquard sponge with black sesame mousse that will have toasted white and black sesame seeds, and then I'm gonna do swirls of salted caramel.
I have not made a cake this big with that many layers.
I'm gonna get started with my chocolate, peanut, and sesame dacqua, which is basically a baked meringue. This element is supposed to kind of represent that chewy nougat flavor that you would get in a candy bar. I add in black sesame seeds and chopped roasted peanuts for a crunchy peanut texture. My structure for my towering dessert is gonna be a slow progression from a big disc down to a small disc. It's almost like a triangular shape, something out of the box and different. Now I need to make my jacquard because that's the next item that I'm gonna layer with the dacqua. It's gonna add a soft, cakey texture, which is something that you find in candy bars.
I'm off to the oven.
I'm feeling the pressure right now, I'm not gonna lie. Definitely a little bit stressed. I don't have the security of that skills challenge win to float me by, so I really have to impress the judges with this.
My towering dessert is going to have 12 layers of matcha chiffon and 11 layers of yuzu pastry cream. I'm using black sesame in the buttercream, and that's gonna give me this really earthy sesame flavor.
So I'm running with kind of Asian-inspired flavors, so that's going to be the theme of the outside as well. When I think tall, I think trees, so I really want to work with some cherry blossoms and some nice branches, some texture.
First thing I want to do is make my matcha chiffon cake. I whip my meringue, fold it into the cake batter, and then add matcha powder to flavor it matcha.
10 minutes, nice and quick.
Next, I make my yuzu pastry cream. Yuzu is an Asian citrus that has a beautiful, bright flavor.
It's getting there.
Where is your sesame flavor?
Everywhere. I want to knock them away with the sesame today.
Got it. How are you going to support this thing so it doesn't
We're going to build it into sections so we can kind of support it internally.
And by we, you mean
Sorry,
you.
myself, yes.
Good. As long as it's not me. I got to take a nap after this. It's all good. Bakers, 1 hour left to finish your towering dessert.
Oh no. I'm looking at the cakes and something is wrong. I can't use this. I think maybe I used way too much tahini paste and it had way too much oil. That's why the cake just didn't rise.
What's happened to the cake?
I guess I did something wrong with the math and it's not useful.
Have you tasted the cake even though it didn't rise?
The cake tastes really good.
Okay, well,
I can use it.
Can you play it off as a cookie?
You're still in this. You gotta give us something.
Okay. Time is running and I'm behind. So I had to work fast. And I had to think, no give up. My dream is gonna come true. I'm gonna be the best baker in America. No problem. So I cut the cakes and they're like wet, soft, skinny. I think this is gonna work. So I decided to melt white chocolate, fold it in for the tin, and just put some of that mixture over the cake so at least they're crispy and they just don't fall apart when I'm assembling. Get in there.
Eric, how you doing?
I'm looking pretty good, actually.
You're looking great.
Thank you.
So my next step is to make my black sesame mousse. For this, I'm gonna use black sesame seed paste, and it's kind of like peanut butter in a way, or tahini.
I'm gonna add some more because why not?
30 minutes left, 30 minutes on the clock. Half an hour of Tower Bakers.
30 minutes.
I'm using a black sesame jam to flavor my buttercream.
Good, it's very earthy, nutty.
It's not gonna add any sweetness, but it's really gonna give a strong, rich black sesame flavor. It also is a beautiful slate gray. This is the look that I'm going for the exterior of my towering dessert.
A lot of other bakers are using a lot of different types of sesame. You're only using the black sesame?
Yes.
And you're good with that? You know...
You're making me second guess it now.
Well, no, I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay. Thanks to Scott, I've come to this realization that I don't have enough sesame in my towering dessert.
I had a few extra minutes, so I'm making a white chocolate and vanilla halva ganache that's gonna go in between my layers. They don't taste the sesame ingredient, it's lights out for me. I'm not taking any risks.
Jeffrey, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Lots to do, up to the wire.
Do it.
Just want to make it nice.
It's time to assemble my cake.
Right now I'm soaking my cake with a honey soaking syrup. The honey I feel will pair well with all of the sesame I have going on here.
I'm planning on making 3 cakes, each with 6 layers of cake with ganache in between. I'm using some dowels to support all of the weight, but it still seems a little wobbly. So I'm taking one long dowel and I'm jamming it down the center of the entire cake. That thing's not gonna move anymore. I'm gonna use the ganache and pour it over my cake.
Oh my God. I don't have a lot of time, so I have to start making my raspberry halva mousse. This mousse is gonna go in between my cake layers. In my cake pans, I place some fresh raspberries and pieces of the halva, and all of them. Take my white chocolate mousse and pour it on top of each cake pan, and I put it in the freezer. And just like praying, please be ready on time for me to mold and assemble my cake.
Tell us what you're making.
Peanut and sesame decroix, layered with chocolate ganache and chocolate Joconde.
How tall are you wanting it to stand?
I'm hoping it's gonna be at least this tall.
Honey, you keep on cutting them cakes.
I will. Now that I have all my components, it's simply a matter of just building this baby. So I take my circles of decroix and spread a thin layer of my chocolate ganache on, and I adhere a circle of my almond chocolate Joconde, and then I'm gonna take my black sesame mousse and I'm gonna decoratively pipe it around to make a nice even layer. Then I'm gonna do a spiral of salted caramel, add sesame seeds, and then I'm gonna crumble the vanilla halva, and I repeat that all the way up the cake.
Oy, oy, oy.
I need some structural support, and so I get a wooden skewer and an iron skillet because I need a hammer, and I don't know where I can get a hammer in this kitchen, so I attempt to hammer that in.
I went through to the cutting board on that one. Oops.
I cut out my matcha chiffon cake. I'm gonna layer that with yuzu cream and a layer of halva ganache, doing layer after layer after layer. I'm also including supports. This will keep the dessert from crushing down from all the weight. And then I'm gonna cover it in my black sesame buttercream.
10 minutes left in your Towering Desserts Master Challenge.
I want this cake to look very clean and very simple. This is a wheel that I'm sprinkling with white and black sesame seeds, and I'm using it as a garnish on my cake. Once it's baked, I'll have really thin and long pencil-like strips.
Joshua, how are you, sir?
Coming together.
Emotionally or like the cake is coming together?
Emotionally not coming together. Cake is coming together.
I want this towering dessert to be decorated with a cherry blossom tree. So I'm using chocolate buttercream to pipe on the side of the cake, and then I'm using tempered chocolate to have the branches popping off of the cake. I make cherry blossom flower garnishes out of pink gum paste.
5 minutes. 5 minutes, bakers. Get your decorations on your cakes, please. Marianne, what are you doing?
I still building. My mousse is ready. It is a little bit hard, but it's okay. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have something on the plate on time, but I'm gonna try to make it happen. I get my mousse, start stacking them on top of the round cakes.
3 minutes. I'm getting stressed out.
So it's layer of thin cake with the white chocolate fudgetine mousse until the top.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up, please step back, bakers.
When I look and I count my layers, I only make 10 instead of 12. I'm in trouble.
Cheese is there to be savoured. Grana Padano sponsors Daytimes on Food Network.
Shh, I'm not what you think. I'm smooth, creamy, delicious. Pour me in coffee or stir me in tea. Come on, Ireland. It's time to take the plunge. Alpro. This is not milk. It's milk believe.
J'ai sur mon lit à bouffer sa langue en buvant en mon whisky. Quant à moi, peu dormi, vie débris, mais j'ai dû dormir dans la gouttière où j'ai eu un flash. En 4 couleurs, ça plane pour moi, ça plane pour moi.
Whatever you do, we do breakfast. Kellogg's.
Inflation-busting prices from Lidl let you enjoy more for less. Instead of paying €8.50 for just nappies at another supermarket, head to Lidl and get our Loopy-Loo nappies, bath lotion, nappy sacks, fruit and veg pouches, snacks and baby wipes, all for only $8.19. Wipe out inflation at Lidl. More for you.
If constipation makes your day feel offbeat, take Fibergel every day. It harnesses the power of fibre to help you get back to regularity. Find your groove with Fibergel. And to help keep you regular, try new Fibre Chews.
The taste that lifts you up. Clearly 7-Up free.
Ma, can we have these?
Your dinner be ready soon, love.
But please, I'm starving.
Just say yes, Julie. It's been a long week. What else has he had today?
Come on, just one. Please, I want them. Here you are, Pet. Please.
Saying no will only make you the bad guy. No. If you're hungry, you can have cheese and crackers or fruit.
Let's go easy on the treats. Start with smaller ones less often to keep your family healthy.
We all want to feel powerful when it comes to managing our money. But what money powers do we want? To know more about how we're spending, or to better manage what we put away? At On Post Money, now you have lots of ways to take the power back. Like our current account's new money manager tool that helps you set budgets and stay on track. And a credit card with 0% interest on balance transfers for 12 months. It's your money, now you have the power to manage it. On Post Money, your money for your world.
I know what I know, I'm flowing on that too. I'm pumping the beat through
So smile when you wake up, 'cause I like you. Makeup when your eyes begin to glow. Put colors in my
A little inspiration can go a long way. Introducing the all-new Sportage, built for endless inspiration.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Let's talk about lamb for a second.
Oh, what are you thinking with lamb?
Stir fry. It's packed with so much natural flavor. Anything you try will be delicious.
Not bad for Tuesday, lads.
It'll be grand. And once you start cooking it,
Ta-da!
you'll find lots of new ways to love it. Gorgeous. Always look for the Board B quality mark on lamb. It means you can enjoy it even more, because you can trust it.
Let play unwind your mind. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
You are ready for 360. Play.
Switch to TV 360 from Virgin Media for unmissable entertainment, where first looks at new shows make you the envy of your neighbors. Streaming all your favorites in one place. Virgin Media, bring on amazing.
Bada bing, bada boom. This is the opportunity to make a space personal, and that's what good design's about.
Rethinking the old.
This is it. It's going.
Embracing the new.
You absolutely modernized it. It's perfect.
Renovating homes.
It's so beautiful in here.
And changing lives.
It just feels like home. What more can I ask for?
I love a good project.
Brand new, the Nate and Jeremiah Home Project. Starts Monday at 10 on HGTV. Can't wait? Stream now on Discovery Plus.
Cheese is there to be savoured. Grana Padano sponsors Daytimes on Food Network.
For the Master Challenge, we had 2.5 hours to construct a towering dessert with at least 12 layers featuring sesame seeds.
Joshua, I would like to introduce you to pastry royalty, sir. Miss Nancy Silverton.
It's an honor.
An honor to meet you.
Joshua, why don't you tell the judges what you made?
For my towering dessert, I've done 12 layers of a matcha chiffon. There's layers of yuzu cream, a white chocolate halva ganache, and then a black sesame buttercream.
Everything about this is just really beautiful and exactly what we asked you for.
I really love how you've done the chocolate work to make the tree out of, the blossoms on there, and you've got them to where it's not just flat on there, so you really brought this cake to life.
Well, I think it's very elegant. I really do. I love the flow, the way the branches kind of go up to the right and up, and I would find that cake very difficult to cut.
On that note, we are going to cut into it. Well, not we, I mean Joshua is. Go ahead, Josh.
You'll find the sesame in the center ganache layer. You'll also find it in the buttercream as well.
Beautiful.
You're gonna get multiple layers of matcha chiffon.
Oh, wow.
And a yuzu cream.
9, 10, 11, 12.
I think the yuzu was your friend here. Using something totally different, the matcha would have been very overtaken. And the buttercream is so silky and so smooth, and the sesame flavor that's in there is just magical. And then that ganache layer with the helva in it is very good as well. Eating this, I'm as happy as a cow riding down the road on a bicycle. I can tell you it's good.
Thank you.
I tasted the matcha sponge on its own, and oh my gosh, you need to market that.
Yeah.
Because that cake is divine.
Thank you.
I love the softness of the cake. It's not too sweet. That ganache isn't really set. You know, it's a little bit weepy, although the cake still stays together. But I think as far as like the mouthfeel, everything eats really well together.
Thank you so much, Joshua.
Thank you, judges.
Cheers.
Thank you, Joshua.
Eric.
So my 12-layer dessert is a candy bar-inspired sesame crunch layer dessert. I don't really have a special name for it. So there is a peanut and sesame decroix with a little bit of chocolate ganache that I've sandwiched with a layer of chocolate jacon. Then there is black sesame mousse with salted caramel, toasted white and black sesame seeds, and some crumbled halva.
I like the scale of it. It looks like a teepee. Is it a teepee?
It could be a teepee.
I think it's lovely. It's subtle. I love seeing all the layers.
I think it looks kind of like a hat. I appreciate that you can see the 12 layers, you've got the height, but I definitely would have liked to seen a little bit more thought behind what you wanted this shape to be.
Why don't you cut it for the judges, please?
The bottom layer is a peanut and sesame decois. There's a black sesame mousse that I've drizzled with salted caramel, toasted sesame seeds, and crumbled halva.
Adding peanuts was brilliant because you took me to a peanut butter place, but it's sesame peanut butter place. So you gave us what we were looking for. I definitely would have liked to see a bright element, either raspberries or blackberries.
I think the peanuts are great in there because it makes it very flavorful. But I really didn't taste the sesame that well.
Eric, I really like the decois here because it has that nice, you know, that crunchy and chewy element all together. It tastes like a candy bar.
Yeah, it's a candy bar.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Eric.
Thank you.
Jeffrey, why don't you tell the judges what you made?
So today I have for you alternating layers of Jacon ganache and the Genoise sponge. There's a total of 18 layers of cake and 17 layers of ganache.
Wow.
There's 3 types of black sesame in the Genoise. There's the tahini and the ganache.
Because of the height, it's just striking. It's a massively tall cake, which is incredibly cool. Just looking at the outside, to me, the cat's tongue with the sesame seeds, it takes me to a very savory place, almost like a breadstick.
Okay.
I love the color palette. It really reads sesame to me.
Why don't you cut that thing up for the judges, Jeffrey?
I mean, 18 layers? Jeez,
18 layers.
So the lighter layer is the honey-soaked Jacon. In between that is the tahini milk chocolate ganache. Above that is the black sesame Genoise sponge.
I mean, it is pretty remarkable, isn't it?
Holy moly.
Should we count?
Good thing there's 2 of you, so you could use each other's fingers to count 18.
And toes.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
18 layers of cake.
I think your layers are beautiful, very even. The cake is well soaked.
If I had one word to describe that bite, it would be monotonous. Everything is very earthy, and it needs something to balance it out.
You know, I'm getting honey, and then I'm getting that little bit faint of sesame. I'm getting chocolate, and I think that's the problem, is the chocolate overtook the sesame for me. But you tried, honey. Honey, you done it. 18 layers? I mean, crack my walnuts. 18 layers? Really?
Jeffrey, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Chef.
Thank you.
Maria, why don't you tell the judges what you made?
Today I made raspberry halva mousse, and in between has a tahini white chocolate fouilletine crunch.
Nice.
Ooh.
The sesame is in the brown layers, and that has tahini, and then you also find in the mousse pieces of the halva.
How many layers is actually in this?
Honestly, there is only 10 of the cake and
Okay.
then 10 of the mousse.
The challenge was 12 layers, and you've got 10.
Yeah.
Up close, you could see that the layers weren't even and the raspberries weren't straight. But from here, and my bad eyes, I find it kind of whimsical.
Yeah.
All right, let's eat it.
You're gonna find tahini in the cake, and then in the raspberry mousse, there is pieces of the halva.
This has so much potential because your flavors are so nicely balanced. I do get the sesame. The mousse is just so smooth. Everything just works so well together. Yeah, some issues. The white chocolate did harden and it's hard to cut through. But once you do cut into it and it marries everything else in your mouth, it works, which is what always happens with you. It works flavor-wise.
I think the flavor was terrific. It really has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I applaud you for getting this on there. And good concept, I just think it's not executed as well as we know you could do it.
Yeah. At this point, what is gonna save me is the flavors. Maybe I don't have a chance of winning, but I'm not going home.
All right, judges, so who do we think had the best towering dessert?
Ooh, my favorite was Joshua's dessert. With that matcha sponge and that sesame buttercream, I mean, it was over the top. And those cherry blossoms on that cake was beautiful.
I definitely want to talk about Eric, though, because I really liked his flavors. I thought they were really fun. It was absolutely like biting into a candy bar, which was his mission, and he executed well. So I think he's definitely one of my favorites.
My favorite dessert as far as taste was Marianne. Had she been able to add those extra layers to complete the task, she would have done all right.
Jeffrey sometimes can have some of the best flavors there is, and it doesn't look the prettiest, or it looks really pretty and doesn't have a lot of flavor.
Absolutely.
Today we had a pretty cake, but one flavor on the inside.
And he really struggled with the flavor of sesame.
Yes.
We have a tough decision in front of us. We have 4 really delicious cakes, ultimately, and we have 3 spots in the finale.
I'm torn like a windblown newspaper on this one, Scott.
That is heavy. Thank you. Bakers, in this Master Challenge, you reached the sky with your 12-layer, delicious, towering desserts, and you did not let us down. Today, there was one baker who towered above the rest. And that baker is Joshua.
Yes, I am so proud of myself right now. I've worked so hard, not just in this competition, but in my career to get to this point. And now I'm headed to the finale.
Good job, Joshua.
Thanks, Dad. Thank you.
Eric, Marianne, Jeffrey, one of you will not be moving forward. Eric, your towering cake with chocolate peanut sesame de croix was eye-catching. However, the judges weren't sure if you designed a teepee or a hat. The judges loved the use of peanuts, but the peanut butter overwhelmed the sesame. Jeffrey, your black sesame sponge with almond jacquard and milk chocolate tahini ganache was an 18-layer, truly spectacular presentation. While the woodsy exterior of the cake promised sesame flavor, the inside did not deliver. The judges found the flavors to be flat and one note. Marianne, your tahini and almond meringue cake with raspberry halva mousse and white chocolate was a work of sheer perseverance. But in the end, delivered a cake that was so flavorful. Your mousse was luscious and smooth. You highlighted the sesame, and the raspberries added an extra pop of flavor. But you came up 2 layers short. The baker who will be leaving us today is Marianne. Over the past several weeks, you've impressed the judges with your consistently amazing flavors. You have unbelievable potential. Thank you, Marianne.
No
Thank
worries.
you.
I mean, these guys are amazing. Bye, guys. I'm so happy for this experience. Really, like, now I'm gonna cry. Stop it. And it was a privilege to be part of this team.
Gracias.
Thank you.
I know I'm already a winner. I know that right now I'm a better chef.
Bakers, the 3 of you are on the way to the finale. 2 challenges remain before one of you will win $25,000 and is crowned Best Baker in America. We'll see you next week. Get some sleep, Bakers. Get some sleep. Next time, you're making a Happy Birthday USA chocolate fireworks cake. Fireworks!
Awesome.
So much riding on this one cake.
Absolutely luxurious.
I'm as happy as a dog with a diamond collar on eating this.
This is your final chance to become the best baker in America. Who's gonna be the best baker in America?
Cheese is there to be savoured. Grana Padano sponsors Daytimes on Food Network.
I'm back and ready to cook even more delicious food for you.
Food that's easy as Gok 1, 2, 3. Brand new Gok 1's Easy Asian starts Thursday at 9 on Food Network and stream previous series now on Discovery Plus.
L G gorgeous
B
D
Q plus T L
C.
We see love in your eyes. Recommended prescription. Celebrate Pride on TLC.
You don't have to own your house.
It's the prettiest room in Memphis.
Once again, you've blown me away.
to make it feel like home.
This is your space, and it should look like yours.
Brand new Renault My Rental starts Tuesday at 9 on HGTV or stream on Discovery Plus.
On my last trip, my life changed forever.
I'm so excited. I'm about to go and get my man.
I really love Abby. The only problem is my girlfriend has a girlfriend.
Have you been seeing other people?
I have sacrificed so much. You have to give me a break.
I'm in it for love. I hope that Johan is in it for the same reason.
Love in Paradise, the Caribbean. A new episode every week. Stream now only on Discovery Plus.
The scales are tipping well in favor of Michael Jackson telling the truth.
The infamous interviews re-examined by experts. Michael Jackson, a Faking It special. Saturday at 10 on Quest Red.
Documentaries on Quest continues.
We said we think bin Laden is there.
With First In, CIA versus bin Laden.
It was likely to be a gunfight. Contact!
Friday at 9 on Quest, or stream the full collection now on Discovery Plus.
Cheese is there to be savoured. Grana Padano sponsors Daytimes on Food Network.
Last time on Best Baker in America, bake your own towering dessert with at least 12 layers.
We're almost to the finale.
I know, can you believe it? Eating this, I'm as happy as a cow riding down the road on a bicycle.
I think it's very elegant. That cake is divine.
How many layers is actually in this?
There is only 10.
Okay.
There was one baker who towered above the rest. Joshua.
Yes!
The baker who will be leaving us today is Marianne.
Bakers, welcome back. Congrats. You made it all the way to the finale. I want you guys to do the Three Amigos thing. You remember that? You remember. Joshua, you got your game face on?
I'm ready.
Today, one of you is going to bake your way to $25,000 and become the best baker in America.
That title would mean a lot, that the sacrifices in my career and all the hard work were really worth it.
It's a lot to take in, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's celebrate. This week is actually all about celebrations. Birthday celebrations, to be exact. And there's only one thing more fun than a birthday bash. Yeah, you guessed it. A chocolate birthday bash. And that's a theme of our entire finale. We're going to kick off today's birthday party with a quintessential chocolate dessert, the brownie. But not just a brownie. It's not going to be that easy. We're asking you to create a birthday brownie sundae. Fudgy brownie, tasty ice cream, silky sauce, but it shouldn't look like this one. We're looking for an upgraded, updated, all grown up, best baker style version of a brownie sundae. And don't forget to decorate your sundae for a birthday. So for your final skills challenge, we want you to create 4 finale-worthy birthday brownie sundaes. As always, the judges will take your performance today into consideration for the final judging. And this time, it could mean giving you the big win. All right, bakers, 2 hours to make 4 birthday brownie sundaes. Your final skills challenge starts. Oh, now.
This is my last chance to really impress the judges before we go into the final master.
You see that?
Sure.
Thanks for the mess.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you.
Joshua's really the one to beat because he's been winning everything, but Jeffrey's been nipping at his heels.
Yeah.
I've been really hit and miss, but my philosophy is if you don't swing for the far stands, why bother? And today, I'm knocking it out of the park.
So good.
I'm making a fudgy chocolate brownie topped with the banana and cocoa nib ice cream, covered in a black cocoa glaçage with a miso butterscotch sauce and a pink grapefruit agrodolce. I'm gonna elevate this brownie sundae by using some out-of-the-box ingredients, but I need to definitely make sure that the brownie is the main star. I do want some sort of variation in the texture, so I fold in chocolate chips at the end and I pop that in the oven. My brownies are baking, I'm gonna make my ice cream base, which starts with a basic creme anglaise. And then I'm gonna add fresh mashed banana. I'm gonna mold this ice cream to match my brownies because it's supposed to be a brownie sundae. And if your proportion of ice cream to brownie is off, that could be dangerous.
How you looking, Eric? Good, how are you? What are you making? Banana cocoa nib ice cream. Ooh. What are you making? I'm making bourbon ice cream. I bet you Jason's gonna love that. This ain't my first rodeo.
For my birthday brownie sundae, I'm gonna make a fudgy brownie, bourbon caramel sauce, chocolate sauce, and a bourbon ice cream. So I'm molding my ice cream into perfect spheres. Those are gonna sit on top of a thin cocoa nib crunch cookie. I'm doing a traditional French-style ice cream, which means I'm gonna thicken it up with egg yolks. I'm gonna sweeten it with brown sugar because that plays really nicely with bourbon.
I'm getting a bourbon flavor, that brown sugar's coming through, the texture's great.
I put it right into the ice cream machine to freeze. And then I wanna pipe these into a mold so that they're perfect spheres.
All right.
To make my brownies extra fudgy, I'm not adding any baking soda to this mixture. This is gonna keep them nice and dense.
Jeffrey, so I remember as a kid eating an entire pan of brownies with my sister.
Oh, geez.
When my mom wasn't paying attention. Do you remember eating your first brownie?
It was a brownie my mom made. I loved them.
Are you using her recipe?
I'm not.
They're not that good. They're not $25,000 good.
And when it comes to brownies, you've got a couple schools of thought, edges versus centers. You've got cakey versus fudgy. To me, if you can combine all of that in one brownie, then that's the perfect brownie. And that's what I'm gonna be able to do. Today I'm gonna be making a dark chocolate brownie dusted with coconut powder, mascarpone ice cream, pistachio crema, and satsuma marmalade, and some blood oranges. For my brownie, I'm whipping my eggs and sugar. I need to get really good volume on this because this is what's gonna give me my cakiness of my brownie. Then I add my chocolate chips. The chocolate chips are gonna help get the gooey factor into my brownie. For my mascarpone ice cream, with salt just to kind of offset the sweetness of the anglaise and to elevate the creaminess of the mascarpone cheese.
Yeah, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
1 hour left for birthday brownie sundaes. Eric, you got some miso here.
I do.
I love miso. It's that balance of salty and sweetness.
I'm gonna actually use the miso in a butterscotch sauce.
So I take brown sugar, cream, and butter, and I bring that up to a boil till all the sugar is dissolved, and then I use an immersion blender to mix in my white miso paste.
Let's get to the brownie. Are you a centerpiece or a edge piece?
An edge, but for this, I think I'm gonna go center.
I'm a corner piece.
Yeah,
like I like the double edge.
Yes.
It matches my personality. I love my jokes. Somebody's got it.
I enjoy them as well.
Thank you so much. You have great taste.
Jeffrey, what are you working on?
Pistachio crema.
Ooh. Crema in French basically means creamy. In this case, it's a creamy sauce with pistachio paste, white chocolate, and some gelatin.
Jeffrey.
Jeff.
So what's going to be celebratory about this brownie sundae?
I have some chocolate decor that I'm going to use as kind of like a for a celebration. We'll light it up with some gold leaf.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Get busy.
To make this garnish, I'm taking some raspberry